And I'm really excited to be able to teach you in this lesson about one of my most favourite scales in all music from anywhere. This is one of the best scales, and I really hope that you'll like it as well. It's a really good one to use because it makes the music sound really mysterious and really interesting, and also it kind of makes the music feel like it comes from another place. And this amazing magical scale is called the whole tone scale. Let me just write this in. Whole tone scale. So let's have a listen to a whole tone scale. And what's also really brilliant about the whole tone scale is it's amazingly easy to build. Previously we've looked at scales that involve using tones and semitones, and you have to remember which order they come in, otherwise you'll get it wrong and it'll sound different to how it should. But the whole tone scale is really easy, and the name kind of gives it away, that when we build it we use nothing but steps of tones. So instead of the major scale where we use tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone, here to make this whole tone scale we just have to go tone, 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 tone. Dead easy. So let me just write that down, although it's quite easy to remember. Whole tone scale goes tone, tone, tone. How many of them are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 tones. Tone, 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 tone. And then you'll have a whole tone scale on your hands. So let's build one down on this piano here. So we always start on C. Let's not start on C this time. Let's start on an A, just to show you that you can build this scale on any note that you want. So let's set off from A and go on our journey of tones. So we're going to go up to the B flat and then to the B. That's our first step of a tone, 2 semitones. And we're going to do the same thing again. So we jump over the C and go straight to the C sharp. And we're going to jump over the D and get to the D sharp. And then we're going to get to the F. That's our next step. And another tone. It's so easy to make this scale. That's why it's such a good one. And it sounds fantastic too. So something quite interesting that we can notice straight away is that this scale only has 6 steps in it to get from one note to the note an octave above. So just to prove that, let's count from the A to the A up here. So here's our first step from A to B. B to C sharp is another step. C to D sharp to F, F to G, and G to A is 6 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the major and minor scales that we've been looking at take 7 steps, so that's something that makes the whole tone scale special. Another thing that's really cool is that there's only actually 2 different sets of notes to learn. There's only 2 whole tone scales, it's just that we can start them on any note we like. And so let me just show you another whole tone scale. Let's get a different colour. Let me show you the whole tone scale that starts on F sharp. So we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to jump in tones, do it a lot quicker this time. But we're not going to overlap on any of the notes required for the scale. And so that's pretty cool, I think, that once you know these 2 groups of notes, you've learned all the whole tone scales that it's possible to play. Because if you choose to start a whole tone scale on A sharp, say this note here, you're still going to basically use the same notes in your scale. So you're going to use the green set of notes here and none of the blue set of notes. So why all this fuss about the whole tone scale? Why do I like it so much? Well, I think one of the reasons is you can use it to play some really dreamy, imaginative melodies with it. So take a listen to this, for example. It has this habit of sounding really, really mysterious, very different to the major and minor scales. And so lots of composers use it when they want to conjure up something that's maybe a slightly different world or a different dimension. And so it's very commonly used, for example, when a character in a movie or a TV show is going in some kind of flashback because they're imagining this sort of alternate reality. And oftentimes over the top we might hear something that sounds a little bit like this as they're remembering something that went back into the distance. And all of that is just a whole tone scale. I'm just running down through the notes of the whole tone scale. So I really hope you're going to rush straight to your instrument and have huge amounts of fun playing around with the whole tone scale. And I hope, as you do, you might remember me and the day that I taught it to you.